Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. A big part of why I do what I do on this channel has to do with what Freedom Inc. just put in the chat room. That his son was murdered, 20-year-old son was murdered 12 days ago. And if he had a gun, if he wasn't scared of carrying a gun, he'd probably be alive today because he would have a personal protection piece of equipment and a device that he could depend on to help keep his life safe. And that's why I do what I do. That's why we're for freedom, because we're tired of people dying. We're tired of injustice being done. We're tired of tyrants taking over. We're tired of tyrants let me taking over. Let me pause this right here. Let me pause this right here. Let me pause this. I'm really sorry, Freedom Inc., about what happened to your son. It's that kind of stuff pisses me off. It should infuriate every single one of us, because when these politicians make these laws, they make us less free, they take away our wealth, and they pocket it for themselves and their banking overlords. And it ends up in costing the lives of the people these laws purport to be protecting. I don't even know what to say. I'm infuriated because, somebody's son could be alive today. It's like that story with Susan Greta Hupp back in the 1990s in Killeen, Texas. She goes to a Luby's restaurant with her parents. You know the story. You've seen it. I've done it. I've showed the story a couple times on my channel. She goes in just to have lunch with her parents. She walks out. Her parents don't, because George Hennard decided to drive his Ford pickup truck through the front windows of the Luby's restaurant and started shooting. 27 people died and 28 or so were seriously injured. Two of the people who died were Susan Greta Hupp's parents. She said her testimony was, I reached in my purse because she's an NRA instructor, firearms instructor. She said, I reached into my purse and then I remembered my legislators legislated me out of my right to protect myself and my family. If I had my gun, I'd have him in my sights and I would have taken out the threat. No calling 911, no questions asked, bullet, center mass, boom, done. But you can't, because in this world, in this land of the free, home of the brave, they want to disarm us, make us slaves, make us victims, make us have to call 911, make us afraid of the fact if we carry firearms, our asses could be thrown in jail in a cage by the authorities. But then if we don't arm ourselves, then the criminals come in. Because that's another thing these laws do, is they empower criminals. They empower criminals and victimize law abiders. That's why it's no virtuous thing to be a law abider. You follow the laws in a gun-free zone, and you're basically putting your life in the hands of a politician and in the hands of the criminals that those politicians just got done empowering. So I don't even know what to say about what Freedom Inc. said right there. It's disgusting. It's infuriating. And that's why we do what we do. So I want to give a shout out real quick to Jared over at Guns and Gadgets, because I would not have known about this bill, at least not as quickly, if he doesn't keep his nose to the grindstone. People see it's people like this. Jared at Guns and Gadgets is to the Second Amendment like Mike Morales is to other. That's why I love about what I love about the internet. You're not going to get this kind of stuff on mainstream media. You're not going to get the vital information that you need to know about what's actually going on in your world if it wasn't for the internet. The internet is the great information equalizer. So shout out to Jared at Guns and Gadgets. If you haven't signed up to his YouTube channel, it's Guns and Gadgets. I'll leave a link in the description once this video gets done processing. But I want to show you this because he brought up Bill H2005, an act to prevent gun violence. Now, anytime a government agent comes to you and creates a name for a bill, you can bet the exact opposite is going to happen. I've given these examples in the past. The Affordable Care Act. Nothing was more unaffordable than the Affordable Care Act. The Patriot Act. Nothing was more unpatriotic than the Patriot Act. So you got Mr. Santiago of Boston coming up with this bill. And so what does this bill do? It's basically a gun registration at the hands of your doctor. This is what's going on. What's up, Peanut? Your friendly neighborhood dealers here. Drone Wolf is in the house. Thanks, Drone, for dropping that. By the way, guys, Drone, can you look up the link for Jared at Guns and Gadgets and drop that in the description below too, and also Mike Morales from the Mike Morales channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Drone. Also, Drone Wolf Media, check out his channel. He's got some great drone shots. Really cool content. And the reason I give these people a shout out is because, guys, we have to stick together. If we don't stick together, if we don't stand together, we will hang separately, and that's more than it's not just a cliche. It's just true. So, an act to prevent gun violence. So, what's this bill going to do? Here's the wording of the bill. I'm not going to read section 1 because just basically saying that, you know, it's going to come after section 236, and this is section 237. Let me zoom in on this so you can read it for yourself. And then we're going to point out some little obvious flaws in this gun grab is what it is. See, it's not gun control, guys. It's not gun violence either. People commit violence. Guns don't commit violence. I like what Freedom Inc. said. I'm going to read his exact quote up here in the chat box. He says, "My 20-year-old son was murdered 12 days ago. The gun didn't kill him." Amen. Amen. But you have yahoos like this Nelson character. Let me go to my program here and just reiterate the insanity of these people who actually think guns are what does the killing. They literally say it, guys, and nobody catches them on it. Nobody calls them on it. It's utter nonsense. Let's see, where is this thing? Where is that? Oh yeah, here it is. I hope I still got it. Hope it's still a file that I have. Yeah. Listen to this guy. This is former Senator Nelson from Florida. They really believe this. They believe guns do the violence. Guns are what is going to do the killing.
When you get right down to it, the gun is what is going to do the killing.
And that's the clown hall meeting, guys. That's the clown hall meeting they had after that Parkland event. Everybody's applauding. The gun's what's going to do the killing. Yay! Yay! All the lemmings said amen. Amen to what? Something completely illogical, not founded in or based in fact or truth? Really? You're gonna throw your hat into that ring? Give me a break. Give me a break. So this HR H2005, an act to prevent gun violence, says, and I quote. Let me get this situated here. Section 237, the director shall establish a program for firearms screening and counseling. Such program shall systematically screen all patients at the hands of medical doctors, which has nothing to do with the person protecting his home, his life, his family, for the presence of firearms in the home. Shall systematically screen all patients for the presence of firearms in the home. The director shall, after consultation with recognized professional medical groups and such other sources as the director deems appropriate. First of all, you went outside the bounds. It's not appropriate right off the bat to have any medical professional meddle in the affairs of your life as to what you're going to defend yourself and what you're not going to defend yourself with. Are they going to screen patients for the presence of baseball bats or knives? I don't think so. Why? Because there's an agenda here. It's not about gun control. It's about people control. It's about disarming the public. It's about empowering criminals so that you have to be forced to call 911 and rely on daddy government to save you, daddy government to spy on you, daddy government to censor you because you're too fragile. Your ears and your brain, they're just too fragile. We need to filter things through daddy government. If we don't, society will erode. After consultation with recognized professional medical groups and such other sources as the director deems appropriate, promulgate regulations establishing, number one, the means by which and the intervals at which patients shall be screened for the presence of firearms in the home. I did not write this. I am not making this up. This is actually HR 2005 from Mr. Santiago of Boston, because he knows better. And if you live in Oklahoma or you live in Arizona or you live in Florida or any other state, you may be tempted to say to yourself, this is just in Massachusetts. Guys, this kind of stuff spreads like wildfire. We can't we can't have this on American soil. We cannot stand for this on American soil. And two, guidelines for safety counseling for individuals that screen positive. Oh, what was the result of your test? Oh, I screened positive for the presence of firearms. It's like they're treating this like a disease. They're treating the presence of firearms like it's a disease. Oh, what were the results of your test, Harry? Oh, you're not going to believe this. I tested positive for the presence of firearms. Oh, was that a blood test? First of all, you are out of your cotton picking mind if you let any medical doctor know that you have firearms. Don't you remember? You lost all of them in that boating accident. You don't remember? This man has amnesia because we know he tested positive for the presence of firearms, but he's just lying about it. This is just another inroad for registration, which leads to confiscation, guys. And you want to know the irony of this? Oh gosh, that's blurry, isn't it? Sorry. Here, let me just do this right here. I don't know, maybe you can see that better. You know what the irony of this is, guys? The irony is that the people who are going to screen you and test you positive for the presence of firearms in the home to keep you safe, because this is called an act to prevent gun violence, they want to keep us safe, right? The grave irony is that the very people who are going to screen you positive for the presence of firearms are the very people who are going to prescribe the narcotics, the pharmaceuticals that, according to statistics, a more recent analysis estimates 128,000 Americans die each year as a result of taking medications as prescribed. Guys, this isn't overdose. This is taking government approved, physician sanctioned pharmaceuticals as prescribed, leads to the deaths of 128,000 Americans every single year. And those are the guys who are going to test you positive for firearms to keep you safe from gun violence. Yeah, we live in bizarro world. Put on your buck teeth and just treat the world as it deserves. Oh, you want to test me positive for firearms? What is that, a blood test? Okay. Just get the vein. Oh, there's the vein right there. Test him positive. Does he test positive for? Oh, just test him positive for. Okay. The test is coming momentarily. It's coming. Okay. What are the results? Oh, sir, it's up on the screen. He just tested positive for firearms. Okay. Nurse Callahan, why don't you go ahead and register him? Okay, that is an unsafe dwelling. So what we need to do is let the authorities know, which don't think for a second this isn't going to be hooked up with the red flag laws, those ERPOs coming to your neighborhood to keep you safe from gun violence. Red flag laws, extreme risk protection orders. Okay, Nurse Callahan. He tested positive for firearms. Oh, the poor soul. The poor soul. Does he have children in the house? Call CPS. Okay, make a note. All right. Guys, don't think for a second that this isn't utterly sinister and stink to high heaven of tyrannical overreach. Don't think for a second. Don't relax, because it's getting bad. Oh, it's just in Massachusetts. Don't say that. Don't say that. They'll take this nationwide, man. Use this as a case study. Look, it worked in Massachusetts. Gun violence has gone down. We need to spread this out over all the world to keep people safe. And the politicians are going, oh my God, thank God I have armed security. If these people knew any better, boy, I'd be a target for some serious mass destruction. 128,000 people in America a year die from taking medically prescribed pharmaceuticals as the prescription says. And they are going to test you positive for firearms, and they are going to put you on the registration list, and they are going to set you up for confiscation, and they are going to call the authorities who are going to get the bench warrant to bring a red flag law encroachment on your Fourth Amendment rights. Don't think so. Don't think so. Nope. We need to be pissed about this, man. Who the hell does Santiago think he is and all these other political gun grabbers? Give me a freaking break, man. And what pisses me off about this whole thing is when I see comments like this from Freed, who lost his 20-year-old son 12 days ago. Somebody murdered him, and he could have had a chance if he had that firearm. But because the stupid politicians make us fear for our lives and our safety because the authorities catch you with firearms when they said you shouldn't have one, boy, you're going in a cage. You can't. It's a catch-22. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Screw that, man. Screw that. I don't even know what to say, man. I'm going to try to keep, okay, I'm at 1532. I'm going to keep this short, guys. So can you share this video? Just share this video with everybody you know. I don't know what just happened. I just lost my feed. Am I still live? Am I still live? Give me a thumbs up if I'm still live, because I just lost my other screen here. Okay, cool. Share this with everybody you know, guys. I'm going to make this short. I will go over the... Here, let me just go ahead and take care of the super chats real quick. Ice Garcia says, this could have been all avoided if the BP party was actually respectively took more... Wait a minute. This could have... I'm not sure what the BP party is, man. Sorry. I may be slaughtering that, but I'm just not understanding it. My head's kind of hot right now because I'm thinking about the encroachment on our rights and all the people that are going to die because of this crap and all the hypocrisy. But Holosaurus says 240,000 people are injured from lightning each year. Lightning-free zones must be provided. Guys, I appreciate you. Please share this. I'm going to keep this short so it can be shareable. A lot of people won't stick around for a video that's longer than 20 minutes. So I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. In the meantime, go ahead and subscribe to Jared from Guns and Gadgets. If you click on this video and leave him a comment, let him know High Impact Vlog sent you so we can all stick together and stand together. If we don't stand together, we're gonna hang separately. It's just a fact. Have a good day, man. Have a good day, guys. Bye.